Justice Minister Helen Grant, good morning to you. And I suppose the way it is now can indeed be traumatic for those victims, potential victims who are in court.
Yes, it certainly can, and the measures, the announcement that will be coming through this morning, it is really saying we want to do everything we possibly can to protect and support witnesses at trial, particularly vulnerable witnesses and of course all children. And what these measures will actually do is it will allow us to capture their best evidence much earlier on in the proceedings, and also remove some of the adversarial impact of the hearing, which can be quite harrowing, as you've outlined.
Yeah, how do you do that, Helen? Because inevitably a courtroom can be an aggressive place, an adversarial place. It's a fine line, isn't it, between getting the right answers from a witness and not upsetting someone like Francis Andrade, who was a victim.
It is. It's a very fine balance because, of course, somebody who has accused has got to have a fair trial. That's absolutely right. But what these measures will allow is for cross-examination to be taken much earlier. It won't occur in the courtroom. The witness, a vulnerable witness being cross-examined, will be in a separate room, and the judge and counsel for the prosecution and defence will be in the courtroom. The cross-examination will take place, and that will be heard much later at the trial, at the eventual hearing.
You mentioned people having a fair trial today. This is the front page of today's Sun about the Coronation Street actor who was cleared yesterday, Andrew Lancel, within 29 minutes of a sex attack on a boy. Yet he's had to go through this, everyone knowing his name, he's in the public eye. Should there be more protection for people being accused of things? They're not just victims, but people like him.
Well, I'm here this morning to talk about what we're doing for victims, what we're doing for witnesses. I do not know the background of that hearing, and it's probably not appropriate for me to go into details. But these measures that we're talking about, bringing in Section 28 of this piece of legislation, is a real step forward, and I know that it will help many vulnerable victims and witnesses who pluck up the courage to come to court to give evidence, and we need to make sure that we give them all the help and support to move on with their lives and to bring perpetrators to justice.
OK, thanks very much, Helen Grant.
Pleasure.
Still to come on the programme.
We hear her incredible story after the break.